Emma Reynolds had been dreaming of owning a home for more than a decade. But in her life, dreams always seemed to arrive late, if at all. She was 38, divorced, working as a marketing coordinator in Austin, Texas, and had spent years renting small apartments, moving every 2 or 3 years, never feeling like she had a place to call her own. Buying a house felt like a luxury she might never afford. She had watched listings online for months, scrolling past prices that were too high, homes that were already under contract, and neighborhoods that didn't feel right. Every time she thought she had found the one, it vanished within hours. The frustration and exhaustion weighed on her. She began to think that home ownership might not be possible for someone like her, someone who worked hard, saved carefully, but hadn't inherited money and didn't have the kind of credit lenders seemed to demand. Then, one evening, she saw a listing that stopped her cold. A 3-bedroom house in a quiet part of Austin, listed as for sale by owner. That alone made her pay closer attention. She clicked on the listing and read the description slowly. It was precise, professional, and detailed. Motivated seller, relocating for work, quick and smooth transaction, no agents. The price was reasonable, actually within her budget. The photos were clear. The rooms looked lived in, but empty, just ready for someone to move in. Emma's heart began to race. Could this be the one? Could this be her chance? She hesitated only briefly before emailing the seller. Within an hour, she received a response. The man introduced himself as Daniel Hart. He said he had recently accepted a job in another state and could not handle the sale in person. He explained that all transactions would be handled digitally and legally. He offered to connect her with the title company managing the closing and assured her that everything was legitimate. He sent her copies of documents, including a deed showing his name, utility bills, and identification. Every detail appeared to match the public records she had checked online. Everything looked professional, everything looked real. They exchanged messages for several days. Daniel responded quickly and politely. He seemed patient, willing to answer questions, never pressuring her. Then he sent a contract stating that a deposit would secure the house until closing. He said the deposit would be fully refundable if anything went wrong. He also sent a lockbox code, allowing her to inspect the property herself. Emma was cautious, but cautiously hopeful. She scheduled a visit. When she arrived, the house unlocked. The rooms were empty but clean. There were faint marks on the walls where pictures had hung. The floors were polished, and sunlight filled the kitchen. The small backyard had been freshly mowed. It felt like a home ready to be lived in. Emma walked through the rooms, imagining her life there, hosting family dinners, setting up a garden, finally having stability. She felt relief, excitement, and a sense of safety she hadn't felt in years. For the next week, everything seemed to go smoothly. She communicated with Daniel and the title company, confirming dates, reviewing paperwork, and preparing for closing. Then the moment came to send her deposit, $55,000. It was all the savings she had been able to set aside over the years, a combination of personal savings and a portion of her retirement fund she had decided to tap into. She followed the instructions carefully, transferring the money to the account provided. She double-checked every detail. She told herself this was standard procedure. A wire transfer was common. The confirmation email she received from the title company looked official, with tracking numbers and a header matching real title offices she had researched. Everything was perfect. Everything felt secure. 2 days later, she visited the house again. The lockbox worked, the door opened, everything was as it had been. For the first time in her adult life, she felt like she had a place to belong. But the illusion was about to shatter. 2 days before closing, Emma received a call from a local real estate office. She explained who she was and which house she had put a deposit on. There was a long pause. Then the agent's voice said words that would haunt her forever. "That property was never sold. The person you sent money to does not own it. You have been scammed." Emma's stomach sank. She couldn't believe it. She had visited the house, she had emailed documents, she had been in contact with the title company. It all felt legitimate. How could it have been a scam? She drove back to the house, hoping for some explanation. The "for sale by owner" sign was gone, a neighbor was watering the lawn, the front door was locked. It looked normal, ordinary, untouched, and yet nothing about it belonged to her. She contacted the bank immediately. The wire transfer had gone through hours after she sent it, moving through several accounts in rapid succession. Reversing it was nearly impossible. The police explained that international wire transfers were often unrecoverable. By the time she realized she had been defrauded, the money was already gone, likely sent to accounts overseas. Emma didn't just lose her deposit. She lost her trust in people she thought she could rely on. She had lost the sense of security she had worked so hard to build over decades. The house that had felt like hope, like a future finally within reach, was never hers. Weeks later, she walked past the street where the house stood. A family had moved in, a real buyer, going through a legitimate transaction with the actual owners. The porch had 2 chairs, just like she had imagined. The yard was freshly mowed. A normal life was unfolding there, while hers had been stolen in an instant. The scam worked because it looked real. It looked professional. The emails looked official. The documents looked authentic. The house existed. The only thing missing was legitimacy, and that was impossible to see until it was too late. Emma never saw Daniel Hart again. She never received a single call or email from the fake title company. Every attempt to track them down led to dead ends. The money was gone, the house was gone, and the lesson she learned was harsh. Urgency, professionalism, and seeming authority are all tools in a scammer's arsenal, and even when everything appears legitimate, it may be nothing more than a trap.